Hello everybody, I'm Directionally Challenged, and let's review a Sonic game, the Sonic Forces review. Now, before we begin, I do want to address the elephant in the room. I understand that not a lot of people like Sonic games, and I understand that lately in the past few years that Sonic hasn't been doing that great. But I am a Sonic fanboy. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Some of my best memories are sitting at my uncle's house playing Sonic the Hedgehog, the original one, on the Sega Game Gear that he owned and let me play while the adults were off drinking and playing pool and singing. And I remember being in elementary school and we had a Sega Genesis that you could go play during recess, and there was like Golden Axe and games like that, and they had Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles. It was a great time. I think they had Sonic and Knuckles. I may just be remembering Sonic and Knuckles because I played that later on. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into the review. So, Sonic Forces is the first real Sonic game that allows you to build your own Sonic character. And while that is a good feature, the customization of the character is a bit limited at first. Now, once you play the game and unlock outfits and everything, you get more options, but you're still limited in your hair, you're still limited in your eyes, your nose, and stuff like that. My main problem with that is just that you can't build a character exactly the way you want him to look, or her to look, but I do like that in the customization they have allowed you that, depending on the species you choose, rabbit, hedgehog, bird, whatever, you get a different effect. So, while the customization fails in amount that it gives you, it does give you multiple race options, it does give you multiple, like, it gives you every color option under the freaking rainbow, and you can get more out of your characters by choosing different species and playing the game again. Really cool on that, and I really like that. And that's one aspect that I will agree, pretty good. So, let's get into more. The music in the game. 10 out of 10. The music is amazing. It is some of the best songs. The soundtracks are great. That's all that needs to be said. It's amazing. It's fantastic. The music is great. Fist Bump is one of the best songs I've ever freaking heard. I love that song so much, and every time you got that double boost, it was just like, me and you know the way to do. You're just like, yes! And it makes you pumped, and that is a great aspect of this game. The music will get you pumped. So, we've talked about some pros with the character creation, some cons with the character creation. Is there any cons in the music? Not really. I love the music. I have no qualms with the music. Music's perfect. Music's great. Don't change anything. Let's get into the gameplay, though. How is the gameplay of Sonic Forces? It can be tedious. So, the good and the bad. The good is that they've gone back to some of the old style of Sonic. They've gone back to, like, the just go straight method. They haven't gone to the 3D worlds that everyone was annoyed about. They went back to basics, and they did it kind of good. I enjoyed them. For the most part, I enjoyed the levels. For the most part, I enjoyed the level design. For the most part, I enjoyed the fact that there was multiple branching paths that you could go down, because that was like how old Sonic games were, and that is what they should be. Now, I am a fan of the 3D Sonic games. Not all of them. I don't own all of them, and I haven't played all of them, but I own 3 copies of Sonic Adventure 2, and I love that game. I love that game to death, and I will always love that game. Sonic Forces, though, is a bit of a disappointment in the later levels. See, while the first few levels are actually really good, there's just some good game design. Once you get towards the final bosses, the final levels, the game design gets a bit wonky and weird. Now, you're gonna have moments where the game is pushing you to go as fast as you can, and you're gonna try, and sometimes you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail hard, because it's not that easy the way it wants you to go. It wants you to go a lot faster than you have been going for a while, and then it immediately slows you down. And I'm talking, go as fast as you can and then stop. Because now you're on a platform, and that platform is doing this. Can you see me moving? It's taking a while, isn't it? That's how far I moved. it's upsetting. It's frustrating. I don't want to go fast, 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 slow. I don't want to do that. I want to go at my speed. My speed usually pretty fast. But there was this laser level that just, the laser was just, and you could not mess up. You had to do speed running method. You had to just be like, go, 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 go. Because if you messed up one time, it was laser death. And that thing was on your ass the whole ride. I like the game. It's fun. But the end level designs were so tedious and so frustrating. And it ruined the fun for me. And I really wish that they hadn't done that. But up to that point, it was such a fun game. It was such a good game. It was such a good ride. So let's talk about the story. Now, without spoiling the story for you guys, basically, Eggman creates a new thing to stop Sonic. Sonic defeats Eggman. Basic story of, Sonic. But it was done fairly well. Fairly well again. It was almost there. The story was good, it was a good plot, it was a good story, but one of the big failures was the boss battles. The boss battles ended up just feeling the same. Now, I know it's wrong to say this, I shouldn't say it like this. It's not that the boss battles, I guess, there's a couple mini boss battles, I will call them, because they weren't really boss battles. But every boss battle pretty much came down to you moving in a linear line and at the right time jumping at the boss. And that was it. That was it. That was most of the boss battles. And the worst part is that the final battle with Infinite, the main villain of this game, and the final battle with Mecha Sonic were the exact same fight. They were the same size and everything. They were huge characters compared to you, and the fight just felt lackluster. There was no oomph to it. There was no reconciliation. There was no satisfaction to it. It was just and done and gone, and you didn't see Infinite again. And then you had this battle with Robotnik where you had to do 3 separate fights. You had to be your main character, you had to be Sonic, and you had to be other Sonic from the other generation, and you had to fight Robotnik, and you had to kick his ass. And I was like, this was frustrating as hell, but it was a good boss battle. But then, new boss fight. And the final boss fight of the game is you run in a straight line, and eventually you get close enough to smash him. And the game lost its drive, its innovation, what made it fun, what made it cool, what made it unique, what made it interesting. It lost that. Now, it's not to say that this game doesn't have replay value, and it's not to say that this isn't a good game. I would definitely say pick the game up, because for what it is and for what it has, it's a fun game. But the end is disappointing. So, pretty much, it's a good game to enjoy. It's fun. I'll play it again. I like the game. I just am disappointed by the final product. The last bit. And that's not even getting into the episode of Shadow DLC, which feels pointless. The episode of Shadow DLC is just filler explanation. And you only get, 3 missions, and it's over in less than 10 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes. I don't know. But it's over like that, just as soon as it began. I don't know what to tell you guys, but in all honesty, it was a great game that felt ruined at the end. Like the ending was rushed. Like they didn't take the care that they had throughout the game and put it into that. I still recommend it. And I would still say play it. And play it because you can have so much fun in that game, and you can have so much fun making goofy custom characters. And the gameplay can change depending on the species you chose. Some have double jumps, some have rings collections, some get double rings at the start. They're all interesting, they're all unique, and they're all different. try the game out. You won't be disappointed. Unless you really, really wanted a good story. And you really wanted a strong finish. But if you just want to play the game because it's a Sonic game and you just want to have some fun with it, and you don't want to, care about the story, do it. Buy it. Go ahead. But if you're a really big fan of story, and you're a really big fan of bosses, the ending might be disappointing for you. So, decide what you want. I'm not here to tell you definitively. I'm just here to give my recommendation. I enjoyed it for what it was. I was just disappointed in the end. I'm not disappointed that I own the game, and I'm still thankful for my friend for getting it for me for Christmas, and I still enjoy it, and I'm still going to play it again. If you can't see the faults in things you love, then you don't really love it. Anyways, that was my review. See you later, Navigators. Bye! Hey, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, tell me in a comment down below. If you have any ideas for games you'd like to see me play on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments down below. And subscribe to become a navigator so I can finally know where the hell I'm going.